lining up. Like why he was out of his room and what he was doing and what, like they remember there was stuff in her stomach, like somebody fed her. And she had some like things like cookies and something inside of her stomach that somebody fed her beforehand. So who did that? I feel like somebody would have, like, you know, her brother gave her some little snacks that mom told them not they can't eat. Lured her downstairs. Was jealous of all the attention she was getting. And then did some creepy shit. They didn't find any footprints or anything by the windows. A mag light and a bat that they had found. No DNA on either of those. So like they were even like struggling to figure out what caused the blunt force trauma to the head. Something's just crazy with that. We have so many things that, like, those cold cases that drive me nuts. Like one of our biggest ones by us is Molly Bish. Molly Bish went to, I don't know if you guys ever heard about her, but she was a lifeguard. She went out to, her mom would drop her off, so she would lifeguard. She went to go lifeguard this one morning. The day before, the mom said she saw a white van and a creepy dude sitting in it, but didn't think anything of it, and just dropped her daughter off, and everything was fine. The next day, she dropped her daughter off. She was supposed to be out there to lifeguard. Within 5 minutes of her being dropped off, vanished. They could not find her. Her shoes were left by her lifeguard stand. Her water bottle was left there. They couldn't find anything or anybody. They did say they saw somebody in a white van. They tried to like look into that, but it ran cold. There was nothing that they could really get. The mom was mad that she didn't report it the day before because it could have been someone staking her out. It could have been watching the whole time and didn't know. But because the mom didn't report it until after the fact because she didn't think it was a problem, there was no evidence. And then they finally, like a hiker, just ended up finding her bones. And it was like a while later. I want to say it was like 2 years later or something like that. And it was just her bones. And she was like buried not too far from where she lived. So fucking crazy, man. Wasn't there some connection between JBR's parents and... that I don't know. But that would be crazy. But yeah, we've always been stuck on the Molly Bish. Because none of it made sense. And they still to this day don't know what happened to her. It's just a cold case now. That's so sad to me. And scary. It's like, man... Kids, you're not allowed to be lifeguards. I'm sorry. Crazy. We had another girl that vanished. It's been about 2 years now. She was at her boyfriend's house and she left, went outside and vanished without a trace. Gone. Left her shoes behind, her purse behind, her cell phone behind. And there's just woods. So she went barefoot into the woods and disappeared and no one ever saw from her again. Like she just left her boyfriend and was like, hey, I'm going to go barefooting through the woods with no phone or nothing. No one's doing that. Just so, like, I hate those cold cases where it's like, what happened? Like, somebody needs to figure it out. Like, how do we just let it go and be like, too bad. We don't have anything, so we're just going to move on from that. And these parents, the rest of their life, are trying to figure out where their kid went. Then what did you say? My mom's sister vanished 43 years ago in Florida. They never heard from her again. Then this year, they exhumed a Jane Doe DNA on her, and it was my mom's sister. What? Michelle, that's crazy. But I'm glad she got some closure. See, that's the worst part is like not having the closure. I really just hope that for people. To be able to locate their loved one, find out what actually happened to them, give them some sort of closure, hold people accountable, responsible.
Oh, your blanket's warm.
I know, though he's good, right? The way I hate cold cases. Ugh. She was involved in the mafia. Oh, shit. Okay, auntie. She was wildin'. That is a crazy case, though, to find that out. At least you got closure and to find out who she was, and that she's not just vanished somewhere and no one knows. At least now with technology, a lot of the times you could find pings from phones. Any cards that are used, there's something to at least give them some sort of last steps, you know? Nowadays, also, everybody has Ring cameras or cameras on their households. There's a lot of CCTV. So, granted, unless you live in straight woods, they're gonna pick up something on somebody's camera. But now it's on the cops. Did they check those cameras? Most of them only have a 24-hour hold time. Thank you for the heart, me. I appreciate that. We brought her back to our hometown and gave her a proper burial in May. Well, that's awesome, Michelle. It's not awesome that she just vanished for that long and you guys just didn't know where she was. But at least to have the closure to say, this is where she is. Her name is on it. She's not just some random person. The family has a place to go pay respects to her. That's a crazy story, though. Hannah Kobayashi. What is that one? Why does that sound familiar, chick flick? Why does Hannah sound familiar? Oh, she went missing in LA. I'm so bad with names, too. I'd probably, if I saw a picture, I'd be like, oh, yeah. Because if it was mainstream, I see a lot of the mainstream stuff that everybody else sees. Hi, Sarah. Missed her connecting flight, but her boyfriend got his to New York. What? So something happened to her in between connecting flights? That's a lot of security. Did she leave the airport? I feel like I now want to do I want to go look into that because what? That's bizarre. I love seeing people pop in that I haven't seen in a while. She did leave the airport. They have video of her. So if you're connecting on a flight, why would you leave the airport? Yeah, I'm going to look into that one. Let me go back up. Where was that? There it is. Let me screenshot that, baby. Boom. Yeah, I'm going to look into that. I like interesting ones where you're like, what? Like, let's get to the bottom of it. And like sleuths do half the freaking stuff. Like all these cops, like once they find out information, then all of a sudden the cops are like, we found her. Like, no, 75 sleuths that were doing work behind the scenes that gave you guys the right directions and told you what they found, gave you that information, and y'all were able to solve it. Let's be real. All the time it's sleuths that end up solving these things and not people because they just don't have enough manpower. They don't. They start looking into it. It goes cold. They move on to something else until somebody makes it relevant again and sleuths finding things out. She thinks she wants to be lost. She texting she had some crazy spiritual awakening. Oh, crap. That's crazy. Well, now I'm intrigued to kind of dig into that a little bit further, because even with the spiritual awakening that she joined a cult, like, who was she last in contact with? Who picked her up from the airport? Did she take an Uber? Did she take a ride share? Why would she do that if she was at a connecting flight? Where was the boyfriend? Did they fly from two separate locations? Did they fly together? Why did he make it and she didn't make it? And why didn't they have a correspondence? She just gonna up and leave the boyfriend in the middle of their travels to get there? But it doesn't make sense already for me, not knowing any information. I'm already confused of why, you know? A private investigator left the investigation because he thinks she wants to be lost. Deputies digging a body of murder in Indian River County. You can see the whole story on YouTube. Oh, shit. Yeah, that is complex. And there are texts someone took her money. So many questions, huh? No! Tell me it's not the Twin Flame cult, because I followed that cult following. Or I was following that thing because did you guys watch it was on the Twin Flame thing was on like Netflix. There was like a documentary about it. I literally like started going down a damn rabbit hole about it. Talked to somebody who was part of it before that has been disassociated, and it was fucking crazy. Like, they forced this girl to become gay. They basically told her, you're going to be married and your twin flame is this girl. And they actually got married due to the cult and everything they told them to do. And she literally was not gay and had the hardest time. She went through a depression because she wasn't happy. They fought all the time. They couldn't even be friends. They weren't even like mentally, there wasn't even a friendship. And this cult forced them to be there and stating that was their plan, and she finally had enough because she was literally going to off herself, and she walked away. So I was interested to hear her story, and when she was telling me about it, because I always wonder, like, what makes people join cults? Like, why would you do that? I just don't get it. Maybe I'll never will, but I'm just like, intrigued by them, because I just want to know, like, the thought processes, how things were ran in the inside, why they did those things, and why somebody would be doing that as well. Why would you donate all this money? Well, like, all of them are just so bizarre to me. So this girl has a whole story, and maybe because this one has a ties to that twin flame, we on to something here, because I have a connection that I could talk to. I don't know if she'd do a live, though. She might if, like, we block out and change her voice, because now she's changed her life and doesn't want anybody to know. So, maybe. I don't know. I'm going to have to find out. I'm really curious if they have a tie there. Holy shit. You went down the rabbit hole with that one too? Is it still on Netflix? I did see the dancer. Anything, if it's on like Netflix and it is cult related, I've seen it. I like I told you, it's like, they're all different. They're different, but they're similar. But it just, like, the people that run it, and like, why, and the hurt and the pain and the things they do, and how people will literally leave their whole family and everything behind, even though their family just wants to look out for them and do all these things. All of it just baffles me every time. Going down a rabbit hole on the twin flames soon. Yes, it's called Escaping Twin Flames. It's still on there. That poor family who tried to get their daughter. Oh, I know. But imagine, like, They're telling, the whole thing is about them finding their twin flame and trying to find someone that is their perfect match. And they're supposed to link these people within the community. And then they like, first they start like, oh, you're going to date this person. And then they start and they're like, yes, we found that you guys are a perfect match. And that's your twin flame. And so you're going to be married. And the guy would do his own personal ceremony and marry them. And then they would immediately move in, and they had like this fucking compound, and they would like, live together. And there was so many horror stories from that. And that was already traumatic as it was. And the more you hear, they want all your money. They want you to invest all your money into the cult and into their, community. When would you ever do that? Pay them so much damn money. That's the same way I feel about the Koral cult. I can't leave. However, I'm not making you spend money. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not, this is a loving cult, all right? We are a hippie cult. We are like peace, love, and happiness, okay? We are not, you're going to marry who I tell you to. You can't talk to your family or your friends. You're going to live on my community, and you're going to give me all your money. Okay, that's the difference. This is a friendly cult, okay? This is you have to choose to want to be here, okay? You're not going to be forced. We do never hold anybody against their will. And you also have to have common sense and free think. If you get kicked out of the community, we actually kick people out of our cult settings if you don't know how to be free thinking. If you're going to be not listening to, if you're not going to look at facts and you're just going to listen to somebody's word, their mouth, when somebody else is presenting facts and the other side has nothing, and then you believe that, then you can't be here. You can't sit with us. Can't sit with us. You said, once Koral starts suggesting him marry someone, I'm out. Yeah, I would never do that. Twin flames always weirded me out before, because as soon as I heard about that cult following, that thing, twin flames is like something that even MGK and good old, what the hell's her face? I can't think of whatever the damn Megan Fox. They called each other twin flames. He has a song, Twin Flames. He has, I think he's has an album or a concert tour that he went out for Twin Flame, and he was really big about that. And then I'm like, are they part of it? Did they come? Like what's there's something funny there. I started trying to look into their beliefs and seeing if they were part of this weird community as well. This is a voluntary cult. You said in Elmo's voice. I can't even do it. Her laugh. The Elmo laugh kills me every time. You want to look into that case now? Yes. It's a good one. It's bizarre. It's just like you can't... The more you watch, the more you're like, what the fuck? Like... Wait a second. So you're like two dudes, right? Totally straight dudes. And they're like, you are now going to marry this man. He is your twin flame. We've done everything. And this is what was chosen for you. And the guy was like, no, I'm not. Nope, that's not for me. And they're like, well, this is what was picked for you. It is scriptured and it doesn't lie. So you have to. And if you would try to leave, they would destroy your life. So it's like, most people will stay because they were in fear of their lives being destroyed. One girl was in such an abusive relationship that's how she was able to get out, because she ended up like having to call the cops and get the guy arrested that she was forced to live with. And I'm just like, man, But there was like a bunch of parents where they were trying to get their kids out of it, and these people weren't letting them talk to them. They weren't. They were making it ugly. So eventually, some of the kids had to reach out to their parents. Well, I mean, I say kids, but they're just like in their young teens, and like, you know, like 18, 19, you know, like they'd have to reach out because the cops were like looking around. So now, hey, you got to address your mom and let her know. But they were very cold, didn't want anything to do with it. And it was just so weird because the mom was like, me and my daughter were like, had the best relationship. And then I saw that she was going into like a little bit of a depression. And then she found some new friends. And then magically, boom, she just up and leaves one night. And I never see her again. Like, so crazy. My kids, I'm like, you gonna need some cops to keep me away if like you don't let me talk to my child. I don't care if they say they don't want to talk to me, they're gonna, until I hear from them and it doesn't sound abnormal, like they're into some weird shit that they shouldn't be doing. So crazy. But definitely watch that, guys. Then we can have a discussion about it. Cause I'm like definitely I'm really curious about that case. I'm gonna start looking in that girl now to find out that Hannah girl, and find out if she's part of the twin flame group. What? So Shauna, we're looking into first we were talking about conspiracy theories, but then we started talking about like cold cases and stuff. And we're talking the girl Hannah. Oh God, I forgot the last name now. It's something crazy, but she like lived in Hawaii, they said, and was like traveling to New York. And her boyfriend made the connecting flight and made it there, but she didn't make the flight, and something happened to her. And they thought that somebody said that she had ties like a Venmoing the Twin Flames group, which is a cult. And they actually have the cult, like you could actually follow about the Twin Flame cult on Netflix. They have a whole series about it. Yes, thank you, Hannah Kobayashi. I'm so bad with names. So now I'm just curious, because if she's tied into that, they really did a deep dive on the Twin Flame group. They did like deep dove on it and poked it apart, and it all got blown up because a lot of the people ended up leaving, and then coming forward saying, hey, they were robbed of money. Everything they did had involved money, and they had to give more money. And even if they weren't happy, even they still had to follow all these rules. So these people left. But like if you go look at the Twin Flames website, it's still up. So people could still join. And I even went there to go look at it myself, like, wow, they didn't shut the website down? Like, how is this still going to stay up? I believe so, Sarah. They said that the dad actually unalived himself. If that's the same one you're talking about. No, people do not get to choose. In the beginning, they allowed them to kind of pick. And then they became into you're going to come here. The whole point of it was going there to find your twin flame, your person. And then they were like running out of people in the community to pair people up with. So they were like, okay, now you're going to date this dude, and you're going to date, like, these two chicks are going to be twin flames. And they were actually totally opposite. It actually, none of them lived happy. It was actually turmoil for most of them. And they all have PTSD and trauma now. But these people were just trying to keep making money. And these people were believing them, and they would try it, and they were setting them up. The guy's like, I'm not gay. And they're like, yeah, you are. You're going to learn. Like, you can't learn to be gay. Like, what the hell? So, like, the one mom was so crazy about it because she's like, my daughter went out, chopped her hair off, and now she's becoming a guy, but she doesn't want to do that. Like, so even afterwards, the girl said it was just something that I felt I had to do because they were, so I was like, I'm going to embrace it and give it my all. And I realized that it was still nothing that I was interested in. So I'm just like, damn it. They really fuck with people's lives and their emotions. And maybe somebody was going through a weak part in there, because it's the only thing I could think about, right? Their mental is not there. And so they're grasping on anything to hold on to and believe in. And so they go this route and then find out It's, it's not what they thought it would be. And it actually causes them more trauma and more PTSD than they had before. Like, you really couldn't tell me who to love. Like, you're going to marry this guy. Like, the fuck I am? Like, don't know this guy. Like, they were just getting married, not even knowing these people. And then forced to live with them. Some of them were, like, not good people. Like, literally were criminals. It just makes me want to save all those people, right? Like, please, like, get out of there. It's not safe. Why do you believe them? Your mom loves you. Go see her. And it just sucks because some parents are just like, they really love their kid and they don't want anything to happen to them. And the parents, like, to the kid, it's like, you're smothering me. You're not letting me live my life. And so they actually pushes them more towards it than actually getting them away from it. And the parents don't realize it. Some of these parents, though, were headstrong. They were like, no, you ain't taking my kid. I was going to have a discussion, but then I realized that I was on a live. Like, oh, crap, can't do that here. Any insight on the Menendez brothers? Are you talking about his wife leaving him after, like, 21 years, or just the case in general? Like, that's pretty huge, Michelle. There's a lot of things to talk about there. I still don't, the whole case is sad in general. I do believe that... Yes, Carla, the Twin Flames experiment is on Netflix. You can watch about the cult there. And then now we got to try to link and see if Hannah is tied up with the Twin Flames group. If that's the case, oh boy. But I do believe that they should be left out. I mean, they should be, I think they should get out, okay? Granted, they did unalive their parents in a pretty crazy way. However, the molestation was notated from the whole family. The abuse was notated from the whole family. The whole family is like, hey, free these boys. And they also were model citizens. They didn't think they ever had a chance of getting out into society, yet they got their degrees. They taught others to how to handle with PTSD or traumas or molestations or anything to kind of help the next person, knowing that they weren't getting out of prison ever. They didn't have any hopes of ever getting out, and they did this on their own. So I feel like they did reform their own selves. And they did make, they did have a traumatic background, and nobody listened to when they were talking about it back in those days when it was coming out. They weren't like trying to hear about that kind of stuff. And the boys weren't trying to elaborate too much into detail about it because it was always almost an embarrassing thing to even bring it up that happened to you. That's a sensitive subject to talk about, let alone your own dad. So I feel I feel bad for them, especially like, what the fuck is, why do I always forget that? Not Lyle, the other one. What's the other one's name? Eric. Okay, thank you. Like, Lyle, I feel like took he was the stronger brother, and Eric was the one that was more like, that he had a lot more trauma, I believe. He had a lot more, and it showed in who he became as a person, how he held himself, how he carried himself. Definitely a lot weaker. But yeah, I definitely believe that they should get out. I do believe that they've done their due diligence. They've spent a lot of time. They've reformed themselves. They've done everything to better their lives, and they never really had anybody advocating for them or protecting them. And if the family is all in agreement, even the parents' siblings, then why not, you know? Because I know that I'm definitely would never, I never think about taking human life, right? I don't ever want to play God roles, right? But the person who took my innocence as a child, I would gladly watch them be unalived and not think twice about it. Like, honestly, I could definitely do that and not feel bad. Like, yes, you took from me, I will gladly watch them take from you. And it sounds fucked up to say, but it's just the position and everything that happened to you, and it's going to change your perception. Carla, it's fucked up, but you know what? It made me the person that I am today. And I feel like every single traumatic thing that I went through helped build me into the strength that I am. So I try to look at it in a positive way, because there's nothing I could do to change the past. There is, however, something I could do to change the future, and how I help others or talk to others, or, trying to be an advocate for others that have been gone through that, and being their voice and trying to help them speak out, or trying to help them get through traumatic times. It's the little things, honestly. That's the thing, Michelle. So many aren't. And I appreciate that, Aussie. Thank you, Carla. But yeah, there's so many that just can't, or they feel like it's over for them, or they're damaged, or something's wrong with them, or they blame themselves. And like I always tell myself, I want to be the person that I needed, and if I can just do that and just be there for somebody that didn't have me, that's the biggest thing. So yeah, I'll advocate all day, because I didn't have that. I didn't have someone like tell me everything's going to be okay, or tell me what to do, or like what I should do, or to be vocal, or to that it's okay to not be okay. Like, and you just try to hide it and shelter it. And some of us are strong, and I'll tell you that I wasn't always strong. I'll tell you that I became strong from all the challenges that I've been through. And I built myself to this level. And then now I just look at it like, okay, how do I help others? Because I know that at one point I needed that help, and I didn't have it. We don't have enough. We don't have enough help for mental, for PTSD, for any sorts of traumas. And that's what goes around for just for men and women. But women especially, it's a slap on the wrist for a lot of these things. A lot of these, like, I was just watching a case the other day where a girl was brutally raped and in and out of consciousness. The whole story was horrific. 4 years. This is what the guy was sentenced to. This girl's never going to be okay the rest of her entire life. 4 years. And probably out on good terms. And then goes right back out to do that shit again. You know what I'm saying? Like, it makes me sick. It makes me sick. It makes me sad, because we really need to start having stricter rules on things like that. Hi, Carrie. So wrong. That's why I said children is my weak spot there. Do not harm a child. I will literally come for you. I literally will invest everything when it comes to children and their mental, because you're learning, you're developing, and when something traumatic happens to you at such an early age, it flips and alters who you are and who you're trying to be. It's like you now have such a major setback in your life. Most never recover from it. Most become a statistic. They drown themselves in illegal narcotics or drinking. They unalive themselves. They can't live with it. Or they end up in jail. It's just a factually proven thing that most don't recover. And especially if you don't have a good support system. You're only as good as the people around you. I feel like that's the hardest battle, is to be like, okay, this wasn't my fault. I didn't do this. I didn't ask for this. It's not me. The number one thing you do is blame yourself. What did I do to deserve? What did I Like, could I have done something different? Like, you don't look at it like that way of like, I'm a victim. You look at it like, um, okay, I'm embarrassed. I can't tell people. People like that person. If I say something, it causes a family rift. There's a big old issue. What do I do? And then, of course, people brush it off like, oh, no. It's, I don't know. It could have been a lot of things. Nobody, and then as soon as you start getting turned away from somebody trying to help you and they're immediately trying to put like those wrong perceptions in your brain, you're like, okay, let me shut down. Because clearly the people that love me the most aren't trying to help me. Who the fuck else is going to help me? Yes, a lot of the times. It took me years to remember to think that I was a victim. It took me a long time to think that. I honestly heard it so many times from like psychiatrists and different people that would talk to police officers. Everything, you're a victim, and I'm like, I don't feel that. I don't feel like that I am. And then after a while, when I started realizing it, and I'm like, yeah, I was, because I didn't have a support system. I didn't have anybody in my back. I wasn't protected. This was allowed to happen. This could have been prevented by anything around me, but those people. So now, yes, I'm a victim, but not even just by the attacker, by the people who allowed for that to happen, that should have been watching. As that's the problem, is we're so quick to try to take blames for ourselves being victims. You're like, it's me. And then you don't realize that there's a whole bunch of people that are guilty behind you. It's not just the one person. There's a whole bunch of people. Makes me sad. So I try to do that and be there for people. I have one of my daughter's friends. She got a pretty wild story, and so I'm like I told her, I said, I will be your mama bear. You want to vent? You need a safe place to stay? You need something? You always can come and talk to me. And I love it because she feels comfortable to open up. And I'm just like, see, at least if I can't save the world, but if I could just save the people around me, or people that come to me, or people that just knowing that I'm here, I love that, because maybe I can help. Maybe I noticed the girl's vibes are so much better. She's in a happier mood. And it's not all me, but at least I know that I have provided something that she didn't have, I do the same with my kids' friends. Oh, my kids like really couldn't stand me because I'm so having trauma like that. You have no trust. You trust nobody. So I don't trust nobody with my kids. My kids like, bring all your friends here. They all can pile up in here. I don't care. Bring 30 of them in the house. I don't care, because at least I can monitor them. I could be here. I could watch the situation. I can make sure everybody's good. I don't know what's going on in the outside world, and I don't want you to be put in a situation where something bad can happen. So my kids would get upset about me monopolizing their friends' time. I mean, I feel like that's just kids in general. I always just poke in and just see what they're doing. And like every once in a while, they'll have a conversations. And most of the time, that was just like they all are quiet and just stare at me. But it's just like, poke in, see what you're doing. You can't really get into too much trouble with me right here. But they also drives me nuts, because I'm like, I don't like that girl. I got a gut feeling about her. And then like a couple months go by and they're like, see, you told me. I'm like, I told you there was a lot of red flags. I was trying to point them out to you, and you were like, no, you don't get it. You don't understand. Times are different. No, sweetheart. I have a very good judge of character. Especially when they're right in front of you and you can physically see them and see how they react and do things, My daughter's 8. As a trauma victim, I won't let her stay the night anywhere, and she hates it. Yeah. See, that's part of it, Elena. I was the same way. I don't give a shit. Nobody in my family. Nobody in my family whatsoever did I, like, just my aunt and, one of my cousins. She was like, because they were there, they lived right down below from me. So they literally would watch her for like an hour or something, like my youngest one. You know, they didn't like, but there she was always with me, but I trust them fully. So, but it was just hard because you're like, dude, it could be anybody. It could happen to anybody. It could be like somebody in your family's friend that comes over and you just weren't expecting it. What if your kid goes to a friend's house and the dad's a creep, or the dad's friend's a creep, or like, you never know. You never know. And then they're too scared to tell you because then they know you're not going to let them go anywhere. Like I just seen too much and know too much, and I just, I feel bad because I definitely sheltered the shit out of my kids, and now they're like, you didn't let us do shit. I'm like, I sure did. But up in this household, and with me at the fucking steering the ship, you weren't going to do it on your own. I don't trust people. Just protect you, That's all I'm trying to do, is just keep you safe. Let you get enough information and do with what you want with it. But I'm going to try to protect your innocence as long as I can. Because the world will chew you up and spit you out. Danny, you freaking crack me up. Don't start. Sad reality we got here. I can't just come on and it's always somebody creating something, some sort of crazy chaos. Everybody's suspect these days. It's not a fake account, right? It's like, because I know a fake account was created too. Is it you or is it the fake account? If it's you, then yes, I know. Of course, it sounds like something the fake would say. I'm not fake. But I have followers. KK Cord, what's going on, girl? Demisley Brown. When I was in the living room with the new camera, I could see the green in my eyes. I was like, yeah. KK Cord, guess what? I got a new mic and headphones and a camera. So later on today, I want to do play around, maybe do I got a video that I want to drop, so maybe I'll do a premiere just so we can kind of cover something. And that way I could try out all the stuff. Because I don't know how the mic sounds. It's fucking huge, the mic. That's my dog. That's my shorty. Yeah, that's my shorty. Hannah. Yes, we were just talking about this, KK Court. Because somebody brought up a Hannah, and we're talking about the Twin Flames group, because they said that the girl had ties to that. And so now I've already got into a deep dive of that cult, the Twin Flames group. So now I'm curious. And now they just said the dad was unalived himself. So I'm definitely needing to go on this whole, I already partially rabbit dived on, at least I got the Twin Flames part, but now I got to link that with Hannah and then find out about the dad and get some more info. Is there cameras? Is there I feel like we need to sleuth around here. I feel like this is a good sleuthy one. Yes, the missing girl. There's speculation on the lighting himself. Another interesting twist. Yeah, see, this is a good one. So, Sarah, the doc that's on Netflix has nothing to do with the girl that's missing, Hannah. It's just about the cult, the Twin Flames. So, they're stating that Hannah And I haven't deep dived on this yet, so I have not tied this together. But somebody stated that she was messaging somebody from the Twin Flames group, or sent money to them. So now I gotta go and deep dive and look. I'm so excited as you were opening packages that you're gonna cover Hannah. Yes. At least Hannah got to go to the LeBron James experience, though. Ugh, I can't with LeBron. LeBron is another one of the Diddy peoples that I know is part of that tribe of yuckies. And I'm just waiting for that to unravel. But it's so funny, KK Core, that you come in and you start talking about that, and we literally were just having a discussion about it. So yeah, maybe I'll go on a deep dive on that, and we'll just take a drop so everybody else that kind of tuned in can have. I have like 4 major things that I could talk about, because I've been following a bunch of different stuff, but now I'm gonna have to halt that to go on this, because what? I want to know who picked her up. Where'd they pick her up? Did somebody personally pick her up? Did she plan this in advance? Why wouldn't she tell the boyfriend or any family members that, like, hey, I'm going on a trip? And then, like, why would you make them worry like you're missing? And there could have been other ways to figure it out. And she lived in Hawaii. Who the fuck leaves Hawaii? So I got questions. I got lots of questions. Boyfriend seems super shady. What's what I'm saying? The boyfriend has to know something, because you spend all the time with these people. You at least generally know you would know if they're talking to somebody else or they're investing their time somewhere else. And these twin flame people, everybody, if you watch that Netflix documentary, they all are spending hours, and that's how the family members knew, is because they were literally attached to their phone or to the computer constant. They constantly are doing classes and teaching you, and you're talking to people. So that's how most of the parents knew, was like, yeah, they were not talking, but they were always in their room on their computer and on camera with these people that they were saying was their friends, but they would never leave their room. So the boyfriend would have to notice that, like, you're not spending time with me. You're spending time on your phone or the computer a lot. I don't know about anybody else, but like, he would notice that kind of stuff, right? That's what doesn't make sense. If they flew there together, he got on the connecting flight and she didn't get on the connecting flight. It doesn't make sense. I don't understand. You fly out together and then she leaves and goes and takes a ride share? And then he goes to New York without her? Like, I know that if me and my hubby were going on a flight. Hi, babe. Hello. If we're going on a flight and we're taking a connecting flight, he's not getting on the fucking plane and I'm not getting on the fucking plane unless we're both together. I'm not going to be like, oh, I can't find him. We both would miss our flight, because I'd be like, this motherfucker make me miss my flight. But I would not be getting on the plane because we went together. Why would I get on the plane without him? So that means something's wrong, because we'd be leaving together. So, what? Danny with the crown. Every time I see that one, I think of the Truly Odd Parents. Her aunt says they broke up a few days before the travel. So maybe they got in a fight at the airport? They got in a fight okay, let's just say they got into a fight at the airport. And then she's just like, okay, peace out. Lets him get on the plane. And she just ditches his ass. That seems plausible. That seems like something that could happen if you were like not together and you were fighting with them. Okay. All right. I want to know now. Let me see what I could dig up onto that so we can start our discussions. You guys get anything cool on that you find interesting? Send it my way. That way I can incorporate it as well. And I'll start deep diving onto that and getting to the, trying to get some answers because we got questions. And this one seems intriguing to figure out. Anybody willing to contact the Twin Flame cult? I know I definitely am not going to contact them. But somebody has to at least try to reach out. I nominate Mortar, Chris. Oh, yeah. Let's no, because in my luck, one of them would get like sucked in. Yeah, see, Holly, do not put yourself at risk, okay? Because if I don't want to have to be deep diving and now we have to go search for you, okay? I don't want to do that. I am in the wrong country, aren't I? Or I would do it. You said I nominate Feather. Don't they accept single moms? Yeah, they do. I will probably pass once I get more info on it. Yeah, I would suggest, too, to watch that Twin Flames so you can see before you reach out. Before anybody reaches out, please see what you're reaching out into. Because, yeah, they generally want money right up front in order for you to even be able to get anywhere. So they're not going to feed you any information until you start donating. And then there's like a pyramid scheme that you have to donate and you get further up. So after you donate a certain dollar amount, now they'll link you with your twin flame.
Warm blanket.
Your eyes are all watered over, bruh.
What?
Still feel cookie?
No, I'm gaining back my voice though.
Yeah, your voice is coming back. I like that. Because you were sounding really creepy. You said hard pass. No, I have to go to Walmart anyways because I need a splicer.
Okay, because I have money.
From where? Your drop?
Yeah.
You got paid? Or you got tip money?
Tip money. I've been making good money. Yesterday I made $17 on a Monday. And it's never busy on Monday.
No, that's cool.
And I was working by myself.
That's awesome. The website is crazy. The website is crazy. Wait till you watch the damn documentary. You're going to find it even more crazy. There are, and you know what's crazy is there's the people that used to be former members. A lot of them have come out or will come out. So I have a feeling that we could get, I already know that of one person that I've talked to that I might be able to convince to do an interview. She's never wanted to do anything on camera. But maybe if I do like a voice changer and don't put her picture up there, maybe she'll do it. She just, they come after you. They come after you hard. But the parents are definitely willing to speak. So we definitely be able to get some, you know, some people that would be willing to come forward and talk on it because they're still trying to save their kids out this cult right now. What's up, Crime Scene Mary? We're talking about the Twin Flames cult. Yeah. I've already went on the Twin Flames rabbit hole, so now I just got to figure out how Hannah ties into that and what happened to her dad. You can watch the Twin Flames on Netflix. I think he's already dropped the actual name. Escaping Twin Flames. Yeah, thank you. Escaping Twin Flames. It's on Netflix. Hannah is the girl that's missing that we've been talking about. Hannah is the one that she lived in Hawaii. Her and her boyfriend were fighting, and supposedly, listen, we're just learning this from this live. I'm just gathering information from this live alone. I don't know shit about Hannah, but we're going to look. So far what we've been told is that they were going to New York, and there was a connecting flight. The boyfriend went on the connecting flight, but Hannah did not make it there. They did see her leave the airport. And somebody stated that she had Venmo'd or sent money to somebody part of the Twins Flames groups, which makes me think that she might be part of this Twin Flames community. And we did, like, the good thing about those Twin Flames people is that they've all are alive. They're just hidden, and like on some R. Kelly type shit, people are blocking them from being able to speak to their loved ones. You know, they're controlling what they do and what they say, who they're with, and that's part of the whole thing. So the family members, you know, they're just trying to get answers or trying to speak to their kids, and it's bad. The dance called 3M. Yes, that one's on there too. That was a good one. I saw that. I watch anything that has to do with the cult, I'm in. Because I'm just like, it intrigues me of how, why. I have a lot of questions, you know, every time. Like, obviously, I know they reach out to people that are going through, they're mentally not tough, and they're looking for something or some purpose, or they need to be guided, and they look for that. You know, it's the same reason, don't knock me, where some people are on religious, right? They have different religious beliefs because they need something to believe in and to put their time and investments into. And so there's different things that, different groups and different things that people join up, and all of them have weird ideologies, or some of them have pretty similar but odd things that don't make sense. But either way, it always intrigues me, like, how the mental works on that, where you're like, you come from a loving family, people love you, your life isn't bad, but you decided that you wanted to join a cult?
What the hell?
You know?
Yeah, I'm just gonna join a cult. Like, okay.
Yeah. Actually, Sam, Mona, like, remember our friend Sam that she had, like, the daughter that was your friend?
What's her name? What's the daughter's name?
Bella. It was back in the SB.
Yeah, I know, but I don't remember.
We were kind of little at the time, but anyways, like, she told us that she was part of, like, she disappeared for like a whole year. We didn't know where the fuck she went to, and she was part of this cult that was out in, like, somewhere fucking Boston area, and she became part of the cult. The cult made her cut her kids out. She couldn't have contact with her kids. She couldn't have contact with her family, and there was these YouTube videos with her speaking in tongues. Me and Dexter over here were watching it, and it was a little bizarre. We were sitting there like this. You put yourself on, you like, what is fucking happening? How? What? Ha. I had all the questions. Didn't make no sense. I'm like, you left your kids? You left your... Someone told you to leave your kids behind, and you were like, okay? You know? One can only have questions. Now the girl is better. She's left the cult. And some sort of... I forgot the name of it. The Church of something. But they kind of all got separated. The head guy got arrested, and for his wrongdoings, because they were bringing in minor children that were like 16, 15 years old, and taking them away from their families, and they were not of adult age to be making that decision. So the guy ended up getting arrested for it. But this girl is like mentally not right. Her older kids want nothing to do with her now, you know, since then. And I, you know, like, I just can't. I ask a billion questions like, but why? But like, why? You know, I just don't get it. She's out. She's out. She's mentally still messed up, but it was definitely bizarre to find out because we know her, you know, and we're like, dude, I watch this bitch. Like, I have seen this girl fight any, like, dudes, 3 girls at once. Like, she is a tough fucking bitch. And then it came down to, like, but you joined a cult and left your kids behind? Like, so she's not weak-minded. I mean, is it just the, you know, don't make no sense.
Still live?
Yeah, I'm about to get off right now.
Live in it?
Yeah, I was trying it out. Well, not trying out, saying hi to the peeps while I was...
YouTube.
Oh, it's just TikTok. YouTube, I got my stuff today, so I gotta try it out, but I just don't know how... I need to get a splicer thing. Like, I only have 2 USB ports, and I need 3.
Oh.
So I need one of the... Like, one that I could plug in, because
Just on the deck.
my headphones have the plug, but the...
We going to Walmart?
Yeah, the camera and the microphone and my mouse have to be plugged in. But yeah. Alright, guys. You already got enough information, at least now, while I leave you. Please go dig down that twin flame rabbit hole and let me know what you guys find out on Hannah while I dig as well. And we will come back and we're going to have a discussion about it. See what you guys can find out. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thanks for, at least when I came back on, making this a peaceful experience. No drama. Shout outs to my mods. Always A1s from day ones. I love my little roachy babies. Y'all guys are always fantastic. And you keep this environment safe. I love you guys so much. I always give a shout out to them because without them, there wouldn't be no me. I'll be back later on today. I still haven't decided if I'm doing a live or if I'm just going to do a pre-recorded drop. So, but I do want to test out and see what the microphone sounds like. So, we'll have to see. But I appreciate you guys. Have a good rest of your day. I got to go to Walmart so that way I can be back later on so we could do this. I'll talk to y'all later.